Hey, welcome into this video on the best cashback credit cards for business credit cards and personal credit cards, all jam-packed into one video, unlike you've ever seen and heard of before in one video. I'll also be showing you out of the box thinking to get additional cashback and even more cashback on top of that. This is super amazing. You'll want to stick around and find out what this is. You're not getting it in other videos and other content. It's really cool. But before I get into any of this, welcome in. If it's your first time here, my name is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. I'm a business funding expert, a business loan broker expert, as well as a pre-underwriter slash underwriter who's helped a lot of people and their business navigate through treacherous waters or the good one in the good waters and get through funding with credit, cash flow, collateral, liquidity, equity, and then some. I help people reorganize cash flow, regroup, manage, and then also profitability. I'm more of an introvert, much more analytical, cerebral, not much of a talker, not one for words, not a wordsmith. And I review a lot of credit reports, bank statements, P&Ls, balance sheets, debt schedules, and plenty more. I like the math behind a lot of this. And I truly understand what it is like to be as a business owner, since I run multiple businesses myself, have gotten funding for them. So I'll give you a great deal of perspective. And I put people first. It's people over profits. For for me, excuse me, it's about your character and characteristic traits, your values, your vision, your mission, your morals, your ethics. That's what truly does matter to me. And you having a longer term strategic partnership and roadmap, somebody who is very loyal, sincere, trustworthy, reliable, honest, accountable, responsible, somebody who will be in your corner to help you go through the battles. I'll be here for you. And personal growth and personal development is something that I keep working on each and every day. And I've had that, and that matters to me immensely. As once an academic student, then studying chemical engineering for some time, and then I got into business, got my degree through there. I worked in construction, manufacturing, warehousing. I was once a ramp agent, believe this or not, many years ago. Courier role, dispatch, administrative, the marketing, the finance then, and financial logistics for a huge contracting company servicing HP&P South. That then there was a transition, 50 plus people were relieved. Unfortunately, I'm one of them. I have to go back on unemployment benefits and food stamp cards. It was one of the toughest times of my life. Going to pay with my EBT card, hoping nobody would be in front of me and behind me. And even if they were, they weren't looking. Felt so embarrassed, couldn't look the person in the eyes at times. It was hard. Grateful and thankful as I was to get out. So stressed out, I know I'd have to be back. Preparing my mindset for that. Going out for a family meal to spend 25, 50, 75, 100% of the bill. Put some part in. And even when I didn't, I felt super embarrassed already. Not having enough savings, not getting enough cash back, not having enough use for the cards that I had at the time, and increasing in limits. Sometimes we forget about those things. We have such an aged account and card that we forget that we can go and add that limit increase, and we don't take advantage of offers that are out there. And so I felt very bad, and I didn't want to feel like a burden to my family, even when they wouldn't tell you that I was. That's what it felt like. So I knew I had to start preparing to build a business. And a long story short of it is, on that part, started building a digital marketing agency, a lead generation business, and then I got in the health space with health affiliate marketing. And then I got into other ventures, other products, eventually making my way into the finance space as a funding expert is a focus of mine. And so I'll be giving you a great deal of perspective. So again, this video is unlike anything else. Yes, there are business and personal credit cards we will go into. I have these tabs open to show you what the percentage are on them. So hang in there with me. What I do want to get into is debt elimination. And that's extremely important because right now, a lot of people are facing personal credit card usage off the roof. And when it isn't off the roof, they have so many balances on these original amounts on these cards that they took, even after increases in limits. There's just too much in the expenses of this economy going up, home and business. I'm seeing a lot of prices up, price gouging, the commercial, residential, business loan interest rates, the GDP, the energy crisis, a lot of issues, the job market. I can go on and on forever. But the bottom line of this is there's a lot less predictability in cash flow. having enough in emergency funds, having enough to take a day off, to be able to go have some more fun and enjoy doing more of what you love with those who you love to do those activities with. Or if it's an individual thing, I like to do a lot of things myself and go out on a walk, jog, or go out and have a nice meal or just pick up something without having to feel stressed out about it. And in this economy, we have to find ways of becoming more resourceful. And that's why cashback is much more important now than it's ever been. Even when it stabilizes and you're watching this video later on, cashback will be extremely important. So what I want to start off with is by showing you a place that I recommend you go first and foremost. So this is not a business or personal credit card. What this is with Nexus Rewards and what you're seeing, this is the ultimate cashback, savings, and referral program. Again, not business or personal credit cards, but you can apply your card or cards to these apps that you will be able to get access to, which is amazing. And it's all in one place, exclusivity. And it says here, see what Nexus Snap can do for you. Nexus Rewards enables you to easily make money on purchases you're already making, such as gasoline, groceries, dining, travel, improvements, apparel, online or offline, and much more. So just imagine you have these credit cards, one of which maybe you have a promotional offer of 2% for your first 50,000 in the year, or 6 months, 5 months, 3 months, however much it is, and then it goes down to 1% or stays at 2%. Perhaps it increases over time. That, on top of these apps you're able to get access to, you likely have or don't have at all. You have another account opened up, or you use the same account, and everything is in one place. And then you get exclusivity to some of these that they have, which is really, really cool. So you see this here, gasoline savings, say up to 25 cents per gallon and more every time you get gas. Refer others, get 15 cents a gallon per referral, plus 1 cent a gallon for every gallon that they buy forever. You can become a member, join now. I'll show you what that looks like a little bit later. Let the professional negotiators lower your bills for you. So this is an area that is super important for savings on bills. And that's something that I've even seen in my own go up. Business, personal, I'm seeing the two, and I'm looking for areas to have a better multiplier or a better residual month after month of having left over after all my expenses and costs are going to this. How much do I have left over to put towards making the minimum payment, the statement due to the closing dates, making sure I don't have that much interest rolling over the next month. If you have to, then you have to. So over here, this is extremely important. Success stories, Gail, Shannon, Ruth. You're seeing I had no idea I'd be using nearly everywhere I shop. This Christmas season, I've already put $307 of extra cash money into my account. Think of that as a cash flow now that you can use for your business or other purposes that people are looking out there for. Hey, I need, when they come to me, I need an additional $200 here, or I wish I had 10,000 here. And it becomes accumulating over time. And I'm in my back office, just so you know this. These are the apps, the products, the services that I'll be showing you in a little bit. So as I come back here, you see from Ron, I am 62 years old and have never used apps in my life for savings. To date, I have saved $132 and been paid $120 for referring people to a free app. What a great program. So it has a referral program that is unlike anything else with the compensation plan. Once you see this, ooh, you're going to think, hey, I can share this with people. This is something people already have, they want, and they need. It pretty much sells itself. You don't have to be there selling and going all this and be a salesperson. I'm not that at all. You can say more of a consultant, and I've never been a salesperson. With my academic background and what I've done before, it's like that's not something that was ever in my mind. Kimberly, I really love this app. I just got $25 back for dining at a really nice Italian restaurant, making it a more affordable night out. Lee, I've already got over $80 cash back on things I already buy. I would highly recommend to anyone that likes saving money. Next is bill reduction. Reviewed my T-Mobile bill and was able to save me $1,071 in total savings on that bill over the next 24 months. And then from Paul, I've earned almost $90 in the first 3 weeks, and people that I referred are blown away at how much they're saving and earning. Truly no BS and super easy. There are many others here that I can go through. And here, look, plus an additional average of 6% cash back. So think about the card that you could have. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek into what we're going to look at first, which is Chase. This is where we're going with the Business Unlimited card. That's where we will begin on that. And I might go flipping back and forth with the personal card. I might begin there. However, this is in addition, look at that, plus an additional average of 6% cash back. Think about what you're already making purchases on from a personal card or one you're going to get next, or a business credit card, or an accumulation of them. If I'm helping you credit stack or in a different way, getting more of that personal threshold up so you can become business credit card ready and more. Now, you go make these purchases from these locations, however much they make in cashback, where they're giving in cashback. So let's say it's 2% in this location, if it's a Walmart online, or if it's this other one for 6%, 10%. Think about the card that you have on file attached to that and the benefit that you're getting from those rewards on top of the locations you're going to spend. We often don't think about saving, but now it's much more important than ever. And just not looking at, well, I need more funding. Gotta look for areas to create more existing cash flow and thinking out of the box. This is what I recommend to jump into. And the apps that you'll get to start, at least, well, the free apps, that's what it is. It's free. So there's a video here. The cash you earn is in addition to any credit or debit card rewards you currently receive. So it's telling you right there, again, plus an additional average of 6% cash back. Look over here. Earn $750 bonus cash back. Sounds great. Woo! But if you were using the apps and you were using everything that's inside of the Nexus Rewards platform, think about that as a multiplier, 2 to 3, 4, 5 times the amount. And having that much more cash flow every day impacts you in your business and at home. So if you already have high interest rate loans, or you're trying to clear something off your books, you have student loans, mortgage payments, a second mortgage, you have rental properties, oh my, commercial leases and agreements, equipment, I can go on and on. Using your funds correctly matters a lot. And organizing that, budgeting it is important. So down here, after you spend $6,000 on purchases in the first 3 months after account opening. So you can go to these apps if you desire to, if that's where you can go and make these purchases for what you need, or if you have other vendors, suppliers. In addition to this is amazing. So here, cashback rewards, unlimited 1.5% cashback on every business purchase with no limits to the amount that you can earn. You see that? 1.5% on top of, on average, 6.6%. So that's 7.5%, if not more, depending on the card you have, if it isn't this one. Earn 5% cashback, earn a total of 5% cashback on Lyft rides through March 2025. So how cool is that of an offer? That on top of the 1.5%, flexible redemption options, employee cards. So let me quickly come back here and I'll go back into this Chase one. You can watch the video there, and I'll leave you this down below in the description. Start getting more cash back everywhere you shop, both online and offline. Some of the merchants, Best Buy, H&M, Stars, Famous Footwear, Applebee's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Champs, Walmart, Amazon, Target, Kohl's, CVS, Trader Joe's. They're making a new one next to me, which is really cool. All of that, big name merchants, you're likely already spending, not having to go out of your own way to make these purchases. And if you find an alternative and you find that it is better for you, cool. And that's the substitute or in complementary to the primary offer. There's seasons where you need less. So you take that alternative product for the type of customers, new, current customers, churn, how much you're getting next month versus what you have this month. There's so much more potential in this. That's why it's important to use these apps. Save big time, save big every day, an exclusive benefits portal used by 5 out of the 10 of the largest U.S. employers, plus 23% of Fortune 500 companies for their executives, management, and employees, unlike anything else. So over here, we are in the apps and products, like I showed you earlier, and it'll tell you how to get set up. And I'll go into some of the premium ones. And so it'll tell you right here, this will allow you to earn the $34 cashback bonuses on both free and premium members. The premium apps do not need referral links to work. You can use these apps anytime for great savings, discounts, and cashback. Free bonus apps. These are the ones you're getting. And it's going to tell you how to complete these by clicking here. You'll go through it and see more. I've done individual reviews on this for Rakuten, Upside, and Fetch. I'll try to link you to down below. And I've done an overall review of Nexus Rewards, the compensation plan. If you decide you wanted to share this with others as the business opportunity, which I recommend you do, I'm going to show you a little bit of that a little bit later. Here, get cash back on savings app, USA and International. I'm sure you've heard of Rakuten. Amazing. And you can connect that to the stores that pay them the commission, and then they're able to share that with you in the form of cash back. So it's really, really cool. And I'm not going to go through the tutorial on Rakuten, but you should be using that. Kind of think of it like an Amazon, but a bit different with the people that are on that platform or the brands and how that's associated. Upside, gas and restaurant app. Earn cash back on gasoline and dining. Fetch, get cash back on everything app. Earn cash back on groceries and more on every receipt. Now, the premium apps, this is why you want to get your hands on this for even more savings and abundance, much more cash back, lifestyle benefits, discounts, going out to a theme park, going to a movie, a concert. I have a few things coming up and planned. and what I need to make for. So I'll likely be using some of that. The next is Benefits Hub, the world's largest selection of discounts, rewards, and lifestyle benefits. Let me show you. I have this on another tab right here that I'm opening up for the Nexus Rewards Benefit Hub. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but travel, discounts, shop by, there's different categories as you see right here. Tickets, pay over time. Look, sporting events, other tickets, theme parks, save up to 45% off. There's plenty more. So if I go to the homepage here, you see the discount marketplace, auto insurance, home insurance, Husk Gym Network, Spot Pet Insurance, MetLife, Liberty Mutual, and plenty of others. Trust and Will, Score Sense, Credible. So identity protection, quite a bit of stuff here, which is really cool. And I won't spend too much time on this. So let me come back to the back office. The next is bill reduction, save money on your existing bills. NXRX prescription discount app, save up to 90% off prescription medications, even if you don't have that and you want to find something that's non-prescription. So a lot of cool stuff. Next is Shopping Boss app. Next is Zoom Reward. So additional cashback tools available right here. One of the most powerful cashback tools available. That is really cool. So these are the exclusive premium membership ones, and I recommend picking this up. Again, this is the homepage. Let me quickly go through this, and I'll come back, show you these credit cards. The Nexus Snap compensation plan. You can make this as a side hustle, a gig, turn this into a part-time, full-time, which is really cool. I've helped out people out there who are in trucking, construction, manufacturing, other businesses who want to do something else online, and this is it. I have other types of products that I would recommend too that I can show you. I have a clone business. I can do a lot and show you with these things, or they have it on the side. They have this as one. It's pretty cool. The world's most lucrative $10 program. It's actually less than $10 a month. Apps and services can make you thousands yearly. Get paid $34 on free signups. Really unheard of. It's really cool. Additional $25 on paid signups. Earn 10 plus levels of team overrides. The 3x10 force matrix. 100% shack match on your personal referrals. Dynamic 20% code infinity bonus. So if it sounds MLM-ish, network marketing, it has that component, but it's not traditional. It's like a hybrid with affiliate marketing, which is really cool. So it's not like this expensive, highly priced products with these high monthly auto ships. I'm not into that kind of stuff. This is extremely helpful to most people, and it gives everybody a great participating opportunity to even earn from it. It's really, really cool. And as an income disclaimer, as an earnings disclaimer, it's I have to put this out there like anything. I'm not saying you'll make $1. I'm not saying you'll make six figures or anything. But like I tell and I share with people, if you show up, you have the right attitude, effort, consistency, persistency, discipline, and focus, then your possibilities are maximized and you're treating this like an actual business. And if I said you can put in $9.95 with $40 the first month for $49.95, and then $9.95 every single month thereafter to get up to $2,460 each and every month, and then residually building each and every month without having to start at zero from complete scratch and not having to sponsor anybody, would that sound attractive? I know it would for most people. So this is really cool. Check it out. Save up to 90% off prescriptions. Save big time with Nexus Zoom rewards. Up to 50% discounts when you're going to get access to the opportunity there. Art and Rob Phelps are the two amazing brothers, co-founders, as people are great and in business. So I wanted to show you that. There's much more that I can get into on this side, and I can show you everything on the back office, the nutritional discounts that you can check out too, the compensation plan details. Really, really cool. So let's go into this. I showed you already one with Chase. So here's one on the business side. I can go much deeper into this, enter your monthly spend so you can understand this a little bit better. And I'll try to leave for you a spreadsheet down below with like a data elimination hack and showing you and going over like how to use it and so forth and how helpful it is. Or if I go over it in this video a little bit later, I can show you it from there instead. Okay. So your one-time $750 cashback bonus, so you can enter your monthly spend there. You could earn $1,200 cashback in your first year, so you can move this over and see what that would be like. So if you wanted to do like 5,000, you could earn 1,650 cashback. Makes a big difference of 400 plus. Compare cards, I think Business Unlimited, and you can see all these other ones. So without going too much into detail, because I could go even deeper into these cards, offer details, pricing, and terms, very helpful. And what you should know too, I'm speaking from experience, having these cards, having other cards, personal and business credit cards, accumulation in them, getting more cash back depending on the card that's attached to the account and those apps like Rakuten, Upside, Fetch, the other ones, and what you're doing there. On those purchases, you're using your cards for to get even more cash back, much more cash flow, it'll really help you out and have that extra sustainability that you're looking for. If you're getting declined or if you need an additional amount, that's the way to go. So I'm going to flip over here now to let me check over here. Okay. This is the one that I wanted to show you. And this is the Discover card, the Discover It cashback credit card. And this is one that made it on my list for personal credit cards. And it says here, you'll automatically match all the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year. And you could turn $150 cash back to $300. So it's a 2x multiplier, which is why I chose this card, and that at the end of the year. And then you can go through here and there's reviews there. One big piece of this and why I wanted to show you it right away is because of the 5% cash back. There's no annual fee, which is helpful. Other cards will come with that, especially on the personal side. Earn 5% cash back on everyday purchases at different places you shop each quarter, like grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, and more, up to the quarterly maximum when you activate, plus earn 1% cash back on all other purchases. So it's in addition to the 1% on other cashback purchases. But here, like if you saw what I showed you earlier on the apps, look, you already have restaurants covered in that field. If you went through Nexus and you got those apps, and everything is convenient, all in one place for you to reference and go through, share with others. Gas stations, look, upside right here, upside, get upside, fetch, and more up to the quarterly maximum when you activate it. And you have the grocery stores right here, fetch, and any other places. Extremely helpful. Unlimited cashback match. Get a limited dollar for dollar match of all your cashback you earn at the end of your first year. Automatically, there is no limit to how much they will match. So that's also a huge reason why I chose this one and I made it as the primary to show you on the personal credit card side for this time. And I think it'll be around for a long time. And it's one that's honestly unmatched from some of the other personal credit cards. No annual fee. It's 0% intro APR for the first 15 months. And that's also from the Chase Business credit card side. From those, the majority of them, you have 0% interest for the first 12 months. And I'll get into a little bit about how to pay off debt as you go, on what kind of balances you have after the 0%. So 0% intro APR for the first 15 months on purchase and balance transfers, and 3% intro balance transfer. That's also why I made it on my list, because it's 3%. It's huge. When you start looking at cards to balance transfer, how much can I balance transfer over? Until October 10th, 2024, then 18.24% to 28.24% standard variable purchase APR, and up to a 5% fee for future balance transfers will apply. I know it's a little bit higher on that end, but everything you're getting in benefit is much greater and outweighs that. So this made it on the list. There's many other reasons why. I can go into it. I won't spend too much time on every part of this, but you can see here cashback credit card facts. You can see a little bit more here. I'm not going to go into all of this right now. Here's one of them. I can go under and show you that. So now let's come back to the business credit cards. Now you have the business cash card from Chase. This is a great one to select from the 5% that is available. And just before this one, what I showed you over here was the Business Unlimited, and you can see the difference here, business cash card. Earn up to $750 bonus cash back. This one over here has the same in bonus cash back. And the business credit cards, you generally tend to see quite a bit on the cashback side, the rewards, the perks, whether it is a travel card only or if it's only best to use for travel purposes. There's just so much more. But because we are focusing on cashback cards, I've selected these. Earn $350 after you spend $3,000 on purchases in the first 3 months. And if you notice over here, after you spend $6,000, so it doubles here, same amount of time in months, but this one is after you spend $3,000, you'll earn $350. So you see that right there. That's a new offer going on, plus an additional $400 when you spend $6,000 on purchases in the first 6 months after accounts opening. So where it levels out is the $400 or the $6,000 on purchases in the first 6 months after account. Oh, excuse me. After this one was 3 months. This one was 6 months. So this one gives you a little bit more time to get there. 10% business relationship bonus if you have the Inc. Business Cash card plus a Chase Business checking account on your first card anniversary. little bit more here. Another earn 5% cash back on the first. This one is $25,000 spent in combined purchases. And over here, when we got to the 5% cash back, this one here was on Lyft rides through March of 2025. And over here, it's 25,000 spent in combined purchases, each account anniversary year. This is the type of card that, yes, it can be cash heavy, but you have to understand how much are you already spending. If you don't understand your purchasing power and how much in expenses you actually will have over a course of I'd say a quarter, I'd plan that, and then a year, you can be way beyond that and not pay it off and have a lot more interest to pay off, and it's just going to accumulate in too much debt. And your minimum payment roll over to the next month and everything else, you're going to chip away a little bit here and there, but your balances are going to be so high that by the time you start paying off your larger amounts in balances, it could be too much time by then. You have the office supply stores on internet, cable, and phone services. Earn 2% cash back on the first 25,000 spent in combined purchases. Each account anniversary year at gas stations, at restaurants, and then you have 1% cash back or 5% cash back. You see the same thing here though with the Lyft rides, and the difference between the other card and this one is the 25,000 spent combined purchases. You see 10% business relationship bonus. You also see that flexible redemption options and employee cards. So there's quite a bit here. And then there's different ways to calculate this and what you can see. I'm not going to go through all that right now, but it's just the same on all of them. 5% cash back on select business categories, and then 2% cash back at gas stations and restaurants on the first 25,000 spent combined purchases each account anniversary year, and then 1% cash back on all purchases. So what you could be earning there, and a plus $750 cash back bonus. So there's one on the business credit card side. And let me show you now one from the personal credit card side. And all this in mind, keep again in mind, excuse me, is you still have the Nexus rewards here. And again, this is what I recommend picking up. And I didn't show this part, but once you go in here and you sign up, you're going to see the premium subscription is only $9.95 a month. Cashback and savings, average member savings, $5,328 per year. Now think about not being average. Think about the cards you already have. If you have very little, medium size, or a lot, that can even be higher. Here's what you get: global apps and services, build a business and global business in over 150 countries, and a little bit more information there. Nexus Benefits Savings Portal. Buy $30, get $30 free cashback promotion. Save 67% on Zoom Enterprise 500 seat room. Save up to 40% on movie, concert, museum, theme parks. Save up to 70% on shopping. Save up to 70% on electronics. Save up to 75% on hotel and travel. Additional USA apps and services like the Nexus bill reduction, phone, internet, heating, electric, and plenty more. That's truly amazing. Super helpful. Cash back on gas, 15 cents, 30 cents, 60 cents, $1 and more per gallon. Up to 25% cash back on groceries. Save up to 90% on prescription medications. Save up to $1,746 on automobile insurance. Save hundreds on homeowners, renters insurance. Become a premium member, excuse me. Nexus Rewards Premium Membership is a one-time $40 setup fee plus $9.95 per month, tax deductible. Premium members can cancel the membership at any time. So it's $49.95 the first month, the $40 to set up, and then $9.95 every single month thereafter. All apps and services not available in all countries. No thanks. I just want the free stuff for now. Save up to 70% on shopping. USA members also get cash back on both gasoline, groceries, and dining. And if you click here, you can go become a free member. You see that right there. I highly recommend the premium membership for more abundance and savings, more access to the premium side. I think you're going to love that even more. And then you can also share this with people. So you see that all right there. Very simple, safe, and secure. And so now back to this one. I love the Chase Freedom Unlimited credit card. This is one of the many beginning cards that I had. Oh man, that brings back so many memories. And understanding the expiration date to these and how much you had left over, minimum payments. And I'm sure you can relate when you get your first or a couple of personal credit cards, even on the business side. And if you're not that ready yet to make the payments, you're trying to equip yourself with more savings, you pay as you go, and you wait and you let interest roll over. You try to pay everything at once. But the Chase Freedom Unlimited credit card right here, $200 bonus, 1.5% on more on all or more on all purchases. Yeah, it's a little less at 1.5%, but it's on more or more on all purchases. So it gives you that flexibility of having, and it has a $0 annual fee. That's why it also made it on this list. The new card member offer to earn a $200 bonus. Yes, it's not like the business credit cards at a 750 or 400 here, 300 there. earn a $200 bonus after you spend $500 on purchases in the first 3 months from account opening. So it's not like for some you have to spend 25,000 or your first 6,000 because that's the business side. You get to be a little less heavy on the personal side. So $500 on purchases, and then if you're making the minimum payment, that's likely less. And if you roll over and you go to the next month, how much interest are you accumulating? Could be lesser than your other cards on the business side after the 0% interest APR period. There's quite a bit. At a glance, unlimited 1.5% cashback is just the beginning. Earn unlimited 1.5% cashback on more or more on all purchases, like 3% on dining and drugstores, and 5% on travel purchased through Chase Travel. So there's that part of Chase as well. So think about what I showed you earlier with the benefits hub. There's a section there for travel that you can select from. And then you also have with this one from drugstores. So if you go to a CVS, a Walgreens, finding prescription medication using the apps, the NXRX prescription app, save up to 90%. This is all extremely helpful. Find something extremely lesser. And I'm not doing it justice by not showing you all of that. I've done videos on this and I've shown people, and it's like, wow, super helpful. Interest rate, 0% interest, 0% intro APR for the first 15 months from account opening on purchase and balance transfers after the intro APR period available. APR of 20.49% to 29.2% balance transfer fee apply. See pricing and terms for details. So you see all that here. Cashback rewards and benefits. Earn a $200 bonus. Like I said, already unlimited 1.5%. Cashback is just the beginning. Earn 3% on dining at restaurants, including takeout and eligible delivery services. This on top of Nexus. Earn 3% on drugstore purchases. Earn 5% on travel pass through Chase Travel. So when people come to me and tell me, yeah, I thought I was able to save a lot more from this. Well, you're just not thinking outside of the box on how you can make more, get more in return, use these apps, use them how they should be used. Earn 1.5% on all their purchases, low intro APR, no annual fee, cashback rewards do not expire, which is really cool. Redeem cashback rewards, you see here. Learn a little bit more about it. I'm not going to go through all of this right now. Card member reviews. That's the Chase Freedom Unlimited card for you. So now let's go back over here to the business credit card side. And Capital One had to make it on the list. This is one that a lot of us have to begin with. And I've helped a lot of business owners. And when they communicate with me what business credit cards they have, what personal credit cards they have, let's say, and what's reporting where, I usually know that already. Experian, Equifax, TransUnion is reporting to both personal and business. It's just reporting business side. That's something to look out for when you do have a business. Is yes, they can be in a way easier to get. However, do you want things showing up on your personal and business side? You may have to make do with what you have and use these cards for how you're using them, and then upgrade, move to others, and then use these for lesser spend. I get that. And then you can clear the payment on these, or you're making payments as you go. Try to have no debt under these. So Spark 1% Classic. This is one. Earn unlimited cash rewards while building your credit. And I had to choose all three of these. It was hard to select from just one, but as you grow, these are the ones you want to get into with having excellent credit. Of course, with like Citi, uh, Capital One, but you can get some even from Citi or others. You can look at even bad credit score, 580 and above. A lot of these other cards would ask you of a 670, 685 and above in this market is a lot better. 700 if you're there, that's good. And I still think of that as a minimum. So you should be not even 725, but 751 if you could be, and especially from where they're going to be pulling from. So there you see that. And then Spark 1.5% cash select, earn $750 cash bonus when you spend $6,000 in the first 3 months. Spark 1.5% cash select, $0 annual fee, and 0% introductory APR for the first 12 months. And then everyday rewards from this one, it's 1% cash back on every purchase with no minimums or expiration dates. That's why I love this one, because it has no minimums for the 1%, and there is no expiration date. And then this one was 1.5% cashback on every single purchase, again, similar to the Spark 1% Classic, and then with no minimums or expiration date. And then the same thing, 1.5 on both of these categories with similar types when it comes to this. And then as you go across the board, 5% cash back on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel, unlimited 5% cash back on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. And then you see that again from the exclusive one, or the excellent credit score. Over here, carry a balance with intro APR, credit building, if you're going for the Spark 1%, purchase rate, You're seeing that all here. This card is a good fit for businesses that want to carry a balance with an introductory APR and just a little bit more. Spark 2% cash plus. I like these up here to begin because they can be, this one can become much easier to attain. And then the second one after that. So quite a bit there that I can go into. I could even say I'm looking for cashback. There they are. They're showing you them in a similar sequence. Spark 2% cash plus. Sorry, long video. Not much of a talker, as you can tell. Long day. Longer day. And so earn a one-time cashback bonus of 1,200 once you spend 30,000 in the first 3 months. That's what I like about this. So instead of the last one, 25,000, 3 months, 6 months gives you more time on that side. This one gives you 3 months, but you can spend 1,200 or get a cashback bonus of 1,200. So that's a lot relative to how much your spend is. So there's one there. Now let me go over here to the last one I want to put on our list. There's more that I could have selected from. I could go into bad credit cards, and go into how to take back secured card, turn it into an unsecured card, using maybe Federal as one. You're going over to DCU as another place to look at FMBO, GM Marcus, the list goes on and on. Blue Cash Everyday Card. This intro APR and intro buy now, pay later plan is fees. So you can enjoy the APR on purchases and balance transfers for 15 months from the date of your account opening, and reducing your plan fees when you split up large purchases into monthly installments with Planet by American Express. And that's why I made it into the list, because you can split up these large purchases. So if you have equipment, putting a down payment, you have other liquidated cash, cash on hand in the bank, assets you want to liquidate, anything you want to have left over, carrying over to make purchases, and then you're going to make another purchase with the card. It's extremely helpful to understand that you can make these installment payments, however high or low, depending on what payments you're actually making, after 0% interest period, what's happening there. So it's quite a bit. But here you see 3% cash back on groceries at U.S. supermarkets on up to 6,000 per year in purchases, then 1% after that. So this is the part where you're going to start seeing with American Express that once you make these purchases, then you can go from like 2 to 1, maybe 2 to 1.5, 3 to 1, etc. 3% cash back on U.S. online retail purchases, cash back on gas. And again, keep in mind, you can use the Nexus Rewards app for a lot of this, and it's extremely helpful. On gas, 1% cash back on other purchases. Cashback is received on the form of reward dollars that can be redeemed as statement credits. And so it's really cool when you use Nexus Rewards in the apps and some of them, and what you can get in redeemed points on things on what you can get in terms of how you would accept payment. Really cool stuff. So let me go back into the American Express. And that's pretty much what I wanted to show you there. There's so much more I can get into with these cards, and I can go into different ones to show you. And let me switch tabs over here and go over now the Business Advantage Customized Cash Rewards Credit Card. $300 online statement for credit off. Or, excuse me, I have my little video on the side, so it only showed the off bar. 3% cashback in the category of your choice, which is lovely to have. Not 1.5%, not 2%, but 3% off the bat already. 2% cashback on dining purchases, a little bit higher there. And 1% cashback on all other purchases, which is what you're commonly going to see with business credit cards in 3-tier sequence. See below for details on annual maximum. So here, card details, you're going to see a little bit more. I'm not going to read it word for word, but even more cashback. You can earn up to 75% more cashback on every purchase. If you have a business checking account with Bank of America and qualify for preferred rewards for business platinum honors tier, that means you could earn up to 5.25% cashback in your selected choice category, and up to 3.5% cashback on dining purchases in the first 50,000 of those combined purchases each calendar year, and up to unlimited 1.75% cashback on all the purchases not enrolled. So this is what I do love about Bank of America. Now, some people are iffy about them and getting approved for them. And one thing you have to understand is you might not get access to all of these. And I know the details of what each bank is looking for. So the more history you have, the better of an approval, the better in length of history, the better time, the better amount of payments, the pattern that they're looking for. You might not know a lot of this and what they're looking for, not just AI driven or something that it checks off, but you have to understand that the payments that you make are extremely important, making them on time. And when you change your frequency of making payments, however large or low, if you go from something large to low, yeah, that's a big flag. It could be a red flag that shows you're going to have a hard time making your payment or payments, or you're already in it and you needed an adjustment. So the amount of credit that you could receive later on for another card could be dramatically less, depending on the payments, depending on your factors. There's just so much to look at. Each person is different. But this is why I love Bank of America, and it made it on my list because of how you can get even more cash back when you are a member. And then instead of just going through the traditional 3%, 2%, 1%, over here you see 75% more cash back with 3.5%, 5.25, 1.75%. Amazing. Flexible redemption options, 0% intro APR for the first 9 billing cycles. So less than 12, less than 15, less than Chase, less than American Express, but very helpful. Somewhat similar APRs you're going to see there. And just a little bit more cash flow management tools. So there's that. Another one here that I wanted to show you, the US Bank Triple Cash Rewards Visa Business Card earns $750 in cash back. So similar to some of the things you'll see on Chase. So down here, 3%, excuse me, 3% cash back on eligible purchases at gas and EV charging. So commonly you're seeing gas, whether it's 1.5, 2% from some of the other cards, or 3.5% if you have an account, Bank of America, and a little bit of this. And EV charging stations, office supply store, cell phone service providers, and restaurants. Think about the Nexus Rewards app, the bill reduction and all this, really helpful. 1% cash back on all their eligible purchases. There is no expiration or limit on the total rewards you can earn. $100 credit. Just a little bit more information here on what is available and what isn't. 0% intro APR for the first 12 months. For this right here, when you go through these types of cards, US Bank, Bank of America, Chase, so it'll show you a little bit there. And just the spending power, 3% cash back, 1% cash back, so you can adjust this to what you have in expenses and more. Now, another one we're going to close up here in a moment. So here you have the Blue Business Cash Card, intro APR for the first 12 months, earn a $500 statement credit after you spend $8,000 in purchases on your card in your first 3 months. 2% cash back on purchases, 1% cash back on other purchases, and all benefits and features. You can learn a little bit more about it here. We're going to go and speed up through this. This is an amazing one to have. This is one of the first that I recommend when I'm trying to help somebody sequence getting business credit cards. I can add this to the top, middle, or the bottom. Sometimes, a lot of the times, I'll add it to the bottom in this economy because they're usually not inquiry sensitive, or it could be a little, but it changes and you constantly see things change. And sometimes there's other advantages for other cards to start off with. So see that there. And then over here, give this a second to load. This is the Business Prime card. And this one is amazing. This is one of the better ones from American Express when it comes to cashback. 5% back or 90-day terms on US purchases at Amazon Business, AWS, Amazon.com, and Whole Foods Market with an eligible Prime membership on the first 120,000 in purchases each calendar year. 1% back thereafter, 2% back on US restaurants, US gas stations, on wireless telephone services, purchases directly from the US service providers. So that's why I love this one. It's been extremely helpful. So you see a lot of this here. And then the card, and then just a little bit more. Cash advance, or either 5%, $5 or 3% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever is greater. And there's just a little bit more detail here, terms and conditions. So I believe I've gone through all the cards. Again, I would check out the Nexus Rewards program to get even an additional amount in cash back, to save more, have much more cash flow predictability, operational, financial investment, free cash flow availability, and cash flow isn't limited as much. And even if it isn't the biggest amount you'll get in return, a little bit adds up to something, and a little bit can add up into even more. Using this even more consistently, it can be extremely helpful for you to pick up. And that's what I wanted to show you. I might give you access to a debt elimination hack. And using this, I might leave this down below. If it isn't, it's okay, or in time. But being able to add your own debt, have the type of debt. I'm not going to just quickly put something here, like let's just say Chase Unlimited. And then over here, let's say I have a balance of 3,000. And then let's just say the interest rate for this one is 24.2%. Minimum payment, what are you making in terms of a minimum payment each and every month? Let's just say I'm making a payment on this one for 550. And then sort of lowest to highest, the original balance on this card that you had, let's say it's 15,000. Okay, so it'll adjust this. You'll see that. And then debt two, so you can say here, the um, blue cash card from American Express. I could have put Amex in the beginning, but let's just put that there. Let's just say I have a balance of 1,500. And then over here, the interest rate, let's just say it is closer to 22.2%. Minimum payment I'm making on this one, let's just say it's 350. And then see how this is just the supercharged freedom snowball. This is a great way of looking at this because, well, first of all, let me show you this. Let's just say this one has 20,000. I'm not using it as frequently because I needed to use this one for the month or whatever I was making purchases on. So it's going to sort this lowest to highest. And this is the way to look at it because you're going to save in more interest over time than you would have. Like most people, they'll tell you is start with the balance that is least to highest. That way, you can make the payments, make them even more frequently on time. And it shows you that you'll get rid of that debt even faster and be able to move on to the next card or whatever it is. So what you're doing is you're taking one and you're paying it off for this one. And if you have one more right here, and I had one right here, I'm going to take these three to pay off this over here in this balance. That makes sense. The minimum payment that I'm applying out of this balance, or I'm using these two right here to pay off this card or this student loan or whatever it is, and making the minimum payment. And you adjust as you go. And over time, what you begin to realize is, let's say the total here that you're given is 4,500. Over here, the minimum payment total as we have right now is 900. The original balance is 35,000 combined. And as you go through this and as you start putting it all together, as it calculates, you'll start to see that it's better that you focus on those that have and you sort from higher interest rate to lower interest rate is usually how people will tell you to pay off and take the smallest balance, but it isn't always going to turn out to be the smallest balance with the supercharged freedom snowball effect. And this is one where you might see something where it's a low amount, and then it gets into a little bit of higher one. You might see one here where it has, let's say, this one was 7,500. And then this one over here was then 1,000. And then this one you see has 2,000. Now this one has 5,000, just round numbers. And then this one has, let's say it's back to 2,000, but it's having an incremental change where it still has that where you're going from a lower balance to a higher balance, but then you might see something in between it. Where most people get stuck on it is if, let's say this was 11,500, but yeah, there's some lower ones. You would think to skip over this and pay these first, but in fact, you should be making payments here. It's just mathematically speaking, people will get tired. They'll likely burn out. They're not seeing so much change and improvement, and they'll skip over this to pay the cards with the lowest balance. Mathematically, try to get rid of that card quicker, but in time, they're paying more interest, and that accumulates fast. So now you have a lot more debt on your spreadsheets, and that doesn't look good, especially when you're trying to get funding. So interest rates, you can sort this through high to low. I won't go through all that right now, but you can go through your navigation tab up there to find that from sorting low to high, high to low, minimum payment that you're making. I can go and make payments for these ones, and it'll calculate it a little bit different over here. You can see the sorting lowest to highest, and that's a good metric to use. The original balance on this. So now you have 24,500, and how much you're going to be paying towards interest, how much you're going to be paying towards the principal, and just making sure you have least amount of interest to pay on. There's so much more that I can give you on this for the time that we have, though I don't have that much more. But here, the freedom multiplier payment. So this is a way of looking at how many minimum payments are you making as we speak right now? What is the total amount? As you see right there, and as I scroll down here, you can see that over here in addition to the 1,000 because of your freedom multiplier. And this is just saying, okay, how much of expenses do you already have? How much is already going out in expenses, and how much do you then have left over? That's your freedom multiplier. How much is left over? So I'd recommend is putting down together this budgeting of your expenses on the spreadsheet, understanding those different ones, and how much is going out for each and every single one of them. And then from all of that in a month, I would say over a course of a month, you could do it over 3 months. But because this is a month thing in payments and more frequently, you'll see, then you calculate how much you have left over. And if you have 1,000 left over, you think, okay, I have 1,000 left over to make the payments on these balances, but now I'm making a minimum payment of 550, 350. Okay, now how much do I have left over of my multiplier? How much of that will then be left over unless it accrues or I have something rolling over to the next month? Now I start again with 1,000 that month that I can apply to these cards. Now I'm able to pay off the highest interest rate cards. Now I have this supercharged freedom snowball that is really helping me generate much more cash flow availability, have much more open balance. And then the original balance, as you see normally, that's what you have to start with in the card. You'll see that usually stay the same for the most part, unless you change things. So there's quite a bit of this. I'll try to leave you this down below in the description if you'd like to pick this up. I might have it on one page. And then you can also pick up the Nexus rewards underneath it. Or if it's on a separate video or a different page, you can check that out. But again, you'd want to go through these. You can sort up here. Make sure you go through each section. You can go through your data, your tools, sort sheet, and you can go through here in group or however you want to look at this. Sort sheets, column F, A to Z. So you can see here, heads up. Okay, so here you'll see a little bit of a difference. The extensions you want to add. So everything in here you're normally going to see from the data section. Sort range, create a filter view, add a slicer, and just so you can go ahead and change the sort to lowest to the highest. And I can even go right here and get more information. So let me move some of these things over. So if I right click on these, you see insert cells. You can even shift more, insert one column right or left, insert one row above, create a filter. So if I wanted to create a filter, I can open this up and do as I need to. And if you needed to calculate different things, have different formulas in this, you can do that. Insert, here's that you can do. Format, alignment, sort sheet, sort range, and all of that together on how you want to sort lowest to highest, minimum payment. And again, I'm not showing you all of this, but you'll see this as you go. And I don't want to make a tutorial video about all of that right now. Maybe I make something separate showing you using all of Excel. But if you know how to use parts of it, great. And it's very self-explanatory. You can. And however you want to sort this will really help you out. So that is everything that I wanted to show you in this video. All of that is there. I wanted to keep it as it is, just so I don't just start moving everything. It's been a long video. And I'll try to link you to this down below. If not, it's okay. Check out the Nexus rewards. And I hope you got a lot of value from this video. And now you have a better understanding of how to get more cash back with these cards and what the best course of action is for you to do. One other thing, now that I have a little bit of time, I'm just going to do this, but you can change the font here if you wanted to. You can add borders to this. Like I said, you can go to insert if you want to view, show, grid lines, formulas, protected ranges, groups, freeze, edit, undo. You have file over here, format. Again, like I showed you, data, sort sheets. So data here, sort sheets, column E today, and so you see that all there. You can even turn it this way. You can even backspace it here. So it's what I wanted to show you from this video. And filter views over here. Create a filter view if I wanted to, and just change things up, have different ranges to look at. Then I can save the view if I wanted to. Don't save on this one. Exit out of that. But yeah, again, not another tutorial on using Excel, but you can format the cells how you need to, sort from high to low, low to high, however you decide, and then just go from there. So yes, this will be everything. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. And if you got value from this video, I'd really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. Feel free to share it with others. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so and click the bell notification icon so you do not miss any future content I'll be coming out with. That is all for now. Take care.